As a 9-year-old in 4th grade, I learned that my body is a sexual object. Ironically, I was blind to the reality that young girls and women are sexualized constantly by society, the community, and even those around them who are supposed to support and protect them, like teachers. One day, towards the end of the school year, I woke up and got ready. I was excited to go to school because it was fun for me. I got good grades, I never got in trouble, and I had a lot of friends. It was supposed to be super hot that day, but I noticed the sky was gray and cloudy. So I put a jacket on over my sky blue halter top and headed off. Upon my arrival, it was still chilly outside, so I kept my jacket on for the first half of the day. Come recess, the clouds had parted to reveal a brilliant blue sky, and the hot sun beat down on us. I took my jacket off and went to join my friends when the teacher called me over to her desk. My stomach dropped, and I immediately wondered why no one else had been called over, because I never got in trouble. "Allison, do you have a jacket with you today?" she asked. Yes, I replied. "You are going to have to wear that for the rest of the day," she said. "Go put it on now." I walked over to my backpack, very confused. It was 80 degrees outside, and I was putting on a jacket? Before then, the thought of my clothing being an issue had never crossed my mind. When I went home and told my mom what had happened, she was furious with the teacher. She couldn't believe that something her 9-year-old daughter was wearing was such a big issue. This first experience created a bias in me when it came to the image of girls' bodies. In 5th grade, there was a girl who had developed pretty rapidly, and her nipples were always visible through her shirt. That was something I probably would not have noticed if I had not been dress coded the year before. Middle school was the first time I was introduced to the term dress code, or the term to be dress coded. Being dress coded is the act of receiving detention, being sent home, calling home for a change of clothes, or being granted a visit to the principal's office for the infraction of a manner of dress which violates the dress code. I experienced this again firsthand in 6th grade when I wore a beige spaghetti strap tank top under a white racerback tank top. Spaghetti straps, I believe, have been given a bad reputation. It was lunchtime, and I was on my way to buy food from a cart when one of the assistant principals walked up to me and asked the infamous question, "Do you have a jacket?" My stomach sank because I knew that question meant I was probably in trouble. "No, I don't," I responded. "Okay, I'm sending you to the office. You're being dress coded," she said. I dejectedly walked to the office where they took my white tank top and had me put on a PE shirt for the rest of the day. They told me I couldn't have my shirt back until my mom came with me into the office to get it. As I walked the halls and went to class, I could feel the stares of my peers. They knew I had been dress coded, and for the rest of the day, I was embarrassed. When I got in my mom's car at the end of the day, I was visibly upset. I told my mom what had happened, and she was once again very angry. To prove that what I had been wearing was not inappropriate, my mom had me walk back into the office wearing just my beige tank top. When I'm wrong about something, my mom tells me I'm wrong. But at that moment, I felt so lucky to have a mom who was on my side, who knew I was right to be angry and upset with the assistant principal for dress coding me. Dress codes were originally created to keep children emotionally and physically safe. Unfortunately, dress codes today seem to do the opposite. The thing that was created to protect us now causes students to have self-doubt. Even after our dress code was dissolved, I still ran into the same issues the dress code brought. In 8th grade, I was an office aide during my 2nd period, which basically meant I helped out in the office, running call slips to teachers, signing in late students, and many other things. One particular day, I decided to step outside of my comfort zone and wear some pink jeans I had purchased, and, you guessed it, spaghetti straps, so I could fully commit to being confident. By the time I showed up to the office for 2nd period, I was still having doubts of my confidence. At one point, I was alone with our office manager, Mrs. Kawamoto, doing some alphabetizing at the desk. I loved our office manager, and she was one of my favorite people on campus, so I was taken aback when she asked the same dreadful question. "Do you have a jacket?" I had the all too familiar feeling of my stomach dropping to the ground, and I felt all of my confidence drain from my body. I told her I didn't have a jacket, and she told me I couldn't wear that shirt again. Here I was, again. After all these years, finding myself uncomfortably walking around for the rest of the day, with a pit in my stomach, all of my confidence gone, and feeling out of place. All 3 times I had been approached by a school administrator about my clothing, I had gotten the same question: do you have a jacket? That kind of a question shuts down the student and makes them feel embarrassed and ashamed. It starts the wrong kinds of conversations and forces the girl to feel like she has done something wrong. These kinds of experiences can shut down a girl's confidence for years and have a negative long-term effect on her life. Someone has to say it, so I will. We as a society need to stop sexualizing young girls and telling them to cover up because they are distracting their male peers, teachers, or any other person who should be responsible for their own actions, thoughts, and feelings. This will allow young girls and women to develop, embrace, and be empowered by their own thoughts and feelings, which only they should be responsible for, and no one else's. And yeah, I said it. Now what are you going to do about it?